Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. It will be extremely difficult. In fact, the right word is, it is absolutely impossible for President Ruto to gather political capital from Raila Odinga's death. And in this podcast, for the first time, I'm going to talk about a topic I decided to abstain from. But remember, 2 days before the former Prime Minister was announced dead, I did analysis about questioning the visit of Kindiki and Macharia in Bondo, or not in Bondo, in Siaya, where they were allegedly sent there to try and tell the people that Raila was well. Now, since then, 2 days later, Odinga died. And I've been receiving several calls from you people, your subscribers, my subscribers. Tell me, Kevin, did you know something about it? So, but that is now why I want to do that video, because I found out I just needed to do a follow-up on that, because there seemed to be some correlation, and just clear the doubt. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. I have just realized that I have so many addictive viewers. Addictive viewers is returning viewers. Wale ambao watch wakirudi. But again, I've realized at the same time that quite a number of you people have not yet subscribed. So the best thing you can do is to subscribe to this channel, because here, as you always know, we normally do an in-depth analysis, pragmatic and truth, without making corners about it. And probably that is why it is the best podcast as much as political analysis is concerned. Listening keenly to Mama Ida, Winnie, Raila Jr., Ruth, and Oburu Odinga, the whole Odinga family steered clear of discussing Raila Odinga's health struggle. I know, and as I can tell you that, you see, nearly 80% of mourners who went to that funeral, there was a eulogy they were looking up for, the eulogy of Mama Ida, and because their expectation is how probably Mzee died, they wouldn't wanted to hear, because their question, what killed him? That question is there. And then maybe people in this side of current media understand. But huko chini, that was the question. Even our grandmother, I had a grandmother who attended there. Jioni aliniuliza, na nini liua Raila? Because sasa nilisikia mama, na mama hakutuambia. So you'll understand they stayed clear of that discussion. And probably they didn't want to speak about it. But President Ruto, and I want you to listen to speech from President Ruto and Simbarati, and I've also had a statement from this senator from Kisii Onyonka. Now let's start with William Ruto spoke about Raila's illness. Here.
I kept track with what he was doing. And I told him, I will come back, I will come through Dubai, I will also do a medical checkup, but when I come back, I want us to meet. Because his health was very concerning to me. So when I came back, I thought I would meet him on a Saturday, or was it a Sunday? But when I called him, he told me, William, Bill, actually, I have gone to Malindi. The doctors have advised me to go and rest in Malindi. He called me and told me he's coming. And he wanted to come and meet me in the office. I told him, because you're not feeling very well, you go home, I will come home in the evening. And that evening on Tuesday, nikaenda nyumbani, Mama Aida akatupikia chakula, nikawa na ndugu yake Oburu, nikawa na msichana wake Winnie, tukakula chakula cha jioni, tukaongea, akatueleza sisi zote vile alivyokuwa anajisikia, na kwa kauli moja sote pale tukamweleza hatutaki guesswork kwa mambo ya afya, wewe mwenyewe na madaktari zako uamue. Na nikamwambia serikali ya Kenya itamsimamia akiamua kwenda mahali popote kutafuta matibabu. Kwanza alikuwa anajaribu Ujerumani, akasema pengine atajaribu China, akasema pengine atajaribu sehemu zingine, mpaka akamalizia akasema ako na marafiki ataenda kule India.
Now, something comes out clearly, and this is why I'm doing this analysis. It is the state that funded Raila Odinga flight by a chartered plane to India. The president is talking about some people who were in that plane. Of course, that they mobilized and they helped so that Mzee ended after treatment India. So it is very clear that from the word go, the state, or the President Ruto, was aware of Raila's situation and the whole thing about his medication abroad. Then I think our argument that the secretariat hijacked Odinga's health situation to just do a political narrative of dragging Kalonzo and Rigathi was right. Ruto ametoa ndege ikapeleka Raila India. Then the secretariat came up with that press statement on how Rigathi and Kalonzo are the ones spreading the rumor about Raila. Do you really then understand that the handling at that point was simply from Raila Odinga's health situation, someone already wanted to gain some political capital. And that is why I'm saying, and I'll demonstrate to you, that that plan was far-fetched. When you listen to Arati, there is some coincidence, there is something works very clearly. There is something he's saying clearly about what Arati is saying and what William Ruto is saying. Raila asked for number ya bibi yake because he was weighing between going to China, India or Germany.
Akaniambia nataka simu ya bibi yangu. Alikuwa nataka amuongeleshe. Nikampea, wakaongea, wakakubaliana kwamba wiki hiyo angesafiri kule Uchina kwenda kutibiwa. Lakini baadaye nikaondoka Kisii mara moja kuelekea Nairobi kumuona. Nikaenda nyumbani, nikakutana na mama Aida. Nikampata. Mzee alikuwa Serena. Akaniambia, Simba, usije Serena, uje nyumbani. Tukakutana. Mzee akaniambia, Simba, nataka niende Malindi kwa siku 2. Nitarudi nione kama nakwenda India ama naenda Uchina.
This is Simbarati. From Simbarati's statement, it is also very clear that there is a clique of leaders around the ODM party who knew about Raila's whereabouts clearly. But they all decided to play politics at the behest of the president. A very interesting one is the president's narration on how he received the information about Raila's death.
Nikienda ofisini asubuhi, I remember it was about 6:40 or 6:45 there. Nikaona kwa simu yangu Oburu ameniandikia WhatsApp message akaniambia my brother is critically ill. Nikampigia Oburu, nikamuuliza, I thought we spoke to Baba and he was feeling okay. Imetokea nini? Akaniambia amepata information. So nikachukua simu yangu Nikapigia yule ambaye alikuwa ameenda na yeye, akaniambia baba, it's okay. Yeye pia hakuwa anajua. Nikamwambia hebu check. Nikachukua simu yangu nikapigia mwingine, akaniambia pia hajasikia. In a few minutes, like 10 minutes, Oburu akanipigia tena, akaniambia inaonekana baba ametuacha.
Do you realize the chronology of events? Amepigiwa na Oburu, amepigiwa hapa na Winnie, ndiye alikuwa ameingia ofisi. Now, this information, according to the president, arrived in State House very early. And that is why I told you guys, mtu wa kwanza kujua alikuwa yeye. Then they allowed it to be released by the media outlet from India first released it. And all the other stations here, they were citizen confirmed by 9 before the president did it. But do you know then that how did it happen that Raila amefariki, amepata hiyo information at 6, but at 8, the cabinet was in State House signing bills. Guys, signing those 8 bills, of one of them is cybercrime. Then that is what we are saying, that is an incident of the presidency trying to gain some capital from it by taking advantage of that confusion and that mourning period. So they signed that so that immediately they waende sasa waende in public about it. Because my thinking would be, Odinga has passed on. What was more important at that point? What was the urgency of signing those bills? There was no urgency. What was more important, if the plan was to go and tell, console with the Odinga family, then come back, then you will leave State House immediately, go to meet Raila family. By 7:30 or 8, you're already telling the country about Raila's death, and things start moving. I think the handling of Raila's moments speaks to it. And I agree with Natembeya. What Natembeya is saying is not very popular. It's not really friendly for some people. But I agree with Natembeya when he actually says the president today there was Mashujaa Day. So he honored Raila by the CGH. And Natembeya is asking, yes, we want political capital. What for now? You had all the celebrations that are last year kumwaward.
Odinga embodied. It is the reason that on this Mashujaa Day, in recognition of his extraordinary contribution and enduring legacy, the government and the people of Kenya inscribe Raila Odinga's name among the foremost of our heroes under the public seal of the Republic of Kenya. On behalf of a grateful nation and through the authority vested in me as president, I have today posthumously conferred upon the Right Honorable Raila Odinga the highest honor of the Republic, the Chief of the Order of the Golden Heart of Kenya. Fellow citizens, I recall that when I spoke during Raila Odinga's state funeral, I wondered, where will another Raila come from?
Of what value is that medal to him now? Hata ivaa kwa shingo. Nasema it's posthumous for what? Nataka kusema kwamba Raila alikuwa hai, hatuko tunaona mambo yake mazuri atakuwa nimekayaona. Until our country stops being pretentious and hypocritical, ile mambo yote mazuri ambayo tunasema yote yatakomea kwenye kaburi la sahaba. So mimi naomba Wakenya katika Kenya wenzangu kabisa, hasa nyinyi vijana, mambo ya ukabila tuweke kando. Ukabila umeua taifa la Kenya. Watu wanaangalia ukabila, hawaangalii maadili. Yale maisha.
Let me show you. Immediately after, before Odinga was buried, the ODM party declared Oburu Odinga as the party leader, a decision I felt was not the right thing, because according to me, we just needed to mourn for 7 days, then get back to those. But yesterday, immediately after the burial, my member of parliament, Honorable Sam Atandi, made this tweet. Baba taught me politics of loyalty. I have intensely been loyal to Baba Raila Odinga since I was born. I never crossed his path. Today, I have transferred my political loyalty to President William Ruto. The budget chair is talking about transferring political loyalty to William Ruto. And I looked at it. It is not just a statement for it. It is very clear. And allow me, before I interpret it, allow me to play you a soundbite of Simba Arati telling Ruto to go back to his ODM.
If you came back to ODM, definitely we'll have you as our flag bearer. If you came back to ODM, we will fulfill the promise Baba had a vision for. But for sure, I know hard times are ahead of us. We will go through it. I know crocodiles are there. They have emerged. They'll try to swim above the waters. We will be there to handle them. As Simba Arati, the governor of Kisii and the deputy party of ODM, I can assure you that in 2027, we will have our candidate, ODM candidate, as a presidential candidate. We will form the government either as a party, as a coalition.
Now, these two are not just a coincidence. The one thing here is this. It's either William Ruto will take ODM, cut it into pieces, or ensure that the ODM loyalty does not hold. I listened to leaders talking there, and they were talking passionately about probably about how they've never betrayed Baba when Baba was alive, and how they were vouching for a united opposition. I understand that some of the ODM leaders left Bondo unhappy, and I don't want to do name calling, but you will understand that at the graveside, immediately watu walitoka Jaramogi, where the service was going on, when they went for the burial, the private ceremony, there are quite a number of leaders that did not go there. And if you do your review that video, you'll see quite a number of the leaders did not go to the graveside. So there is already a revolt against loyalty to ODM party. Loyalty to ODM party. I suggest my MP should just come to UDA maybe. but one thing I can tell you is this. Some has worked. Some has worked compared to the other MPs from Alego Songa. You know, as we give credit where it's due, some has really worked. In terms of the projects that he has done for the people, they're amongst the leaders that may not really need an endorsement from anyone, because they've really worked in terms of things that they can see. He's a leader who has done something. So there is a change of loyalty. President in Kitui is already curating messages on broad-based and trying to advance it. I bet even the next rally will be organized, and the whole rally might be organized in Luo Nyanza, probably just to speak about broad-based. And this is what he said. That was in Kitui. He went to the extent of announcing plans to even take over the party. The plan for political gain, and I want to explain this in the next few minutes, then I'll be out of your way, is a plan that I don't see getting anywhere. And maybe before I tell you, before I give you my opinion, you can also get to the comment section and tell me. Do you think Ruto will easily garner the political capital that he'll need in the absence of Odinga? That is why it is in my view that William Samoei Arap Ruto needed Raila alive. An absent Raila cannot be of benefit to him. But this is why, without really saying aloud, this is why it's not going to be possible. The first thing is, there's an urge to end political party monopoly in Luo Nyanza. If you talk to an aspirant, either who vied for MP, MCA, or governor, or senator, in any of the Nyanza counties, they will tell you something that saizi hakuna kuinua watu mkono. Hakuna mtu kuinua watu mkono. Because the ODM party, and let me not say, yes, the ODM party created a monopoly that alternative voices could not thrive. Now, any attempt to install someone as the kingpin will backfire, irrespective of who that person is. Even if William Ruto is today to go and impose himself as the kingpin, probably manages even to swallow ODM party, so that you have a party that is led by William Ruto, and try to tell the people that unless you are in that party, you're either in that party or you're an outcast. That is going to fail, because, be pragmatic, in 2013, the first governor for Siaya was supposed to be Odour. Odour did not make it because of party monopoly. In 2022, Nicholas Odero Gumbo, my friend Nicholas Odero Gumbo, was supposed to be governor in Siaya. Nicholas Odero Gumbo could not make it because of monopoly. And you can add into that list. Even in your constituencies, you can add into that list. So, if you try, and that transition is coming, people want it, and people want to embrace it. The other issue is this: Odingaism is non-conformist. Odingaism, the Odinga school of politics, is not politics of conformity, of conforming to the patterns. No. The Odinga school of politics is the politics of looking at it from the view of, is it the right thing? Raila was not supposed to be a yes sir. And that constituency is the constituency where if something is wrong, they will say it. That's why people love Babu. Why do you think Babu is loved? Is it because Babu is amongst the best within the ODM? No. It is because Babu started saying, this is wrong, even when Raila was alive. So I saw people who are fighting Babu here. You're fighting a lost war, because he didn't start it at Raila's death. For the last 1 year, and of course the last 2 years, He's been fought within ODM party, and he's told Raila, I support Baba, I respect Baba, but this decision to work with William Ruto is not the right thing. He's been doing it. Now, that is the Odinga's, is non-conformist. The other issue is Raila orphans. And let me use the word Raila orphans, because Raila orphans are not only from Luo Nation. Raila orphans are all over the country, starting with here in Nairobi. I'm seeing the way Sakaja was really looking depressed throughout Raila Odinga's burial. The Raila orphans are not united, and they're not going to unite. Take that. There is no unity. It won't work because first, I've seen them saying, we unite, fine. Even when Raila was alive, they were not united. No. Raila was just a cog, was just the glue that was holding pieces that are not together. You see, if we are, let me use this is a better camera. If moja na hang huku, moja na hang huku, moja na hang huku, moja na hang huku, do you say these people are united? No. So Raila, they were just hanging around Raila, but not that they were getting along. So Raila is not in the middle. The glue is not there to hold them. And so many political careers must fall by the wayside. And lastly, William Ruto's leadership does not mirror the Raila legacy. I will one day explain that last bit. Let's look at the next thing of Uhuru Kenyatta's gesture in Kanja Ramogi.